to actually show you real time all about lists, which is covered in the advanced Twitter tutorial. So basically, just go to your Twitter home feed and click me. You should have been introduced to the dashboard for Twitter by now, because that comes in one of the early tutorials. But on the me, that's where all your tweets come up and you can see how many people are following you. And then just here on the left, there are some links, and one of them is lists. So you just click lists. And yours will probably be empty. We've actually got quite a lot of lists already, but it's very, very easy, and you just click on create list. And then you give your list a name, and you can make it public so that anyone can follow it and subscribe to it, or you can make it private. It's completely up to you. And the kinds of things that you might put in the list are the following. So Hackney Social, the kinds of, we're a PR agency, we're interested in crowdfunding and helping people to crowdfund. We're interested in tech startups, and we do lots and lots of work with food startups and cafes and restaurants. So we've got a number of lists, basically crowdfunding platforms, new tech startups that we think are interesting, people that support food startups and tech startups, so business organisations that kind of support small entrepreneurs, local businesses in Hackney, particularly some, they might be customers of ours, potential customers, people that are kind of influential in tech that we think are useful for more of our social media side of things, interesting social enterprises that we like, local organisations, local charities, again, potential customers, but split into different groups, so pubs and bars, markets and streets, so food markets and streets where they have lots of food startups get there, shop pop-ups, food startups, cafe or restaurants, so they're all kind of potential customers, we think. And then we've also following other PR agencies that might be interesting, press and like influential tweeters as well. So it's a really nice thing about the lists is that originally we were following 2,000 people, and we were following anyone that we might want to keep an eye on or we thought were interesting. But then our home feed just got really, really cluttered and crowded, and a lot of the people, we didn't really want to follow them anymore because they weren't adding the kind of content and sharing the kind of content that was really that useful or relevant to us. So if that is the case, you can, because you want them to be on your radar. If you don't want to follow them, but you still want them to be on your radar, you can just put them in one of these lists and then unfollow them. So that way you're not following them, they're not in your home feed, but you have categorized them and logged them somewhere so you can go back to them whenever you want. And then if you click on one of these lists, the brilliant thing is that you then see their feed. So if once a week I just wanted to have a little check of what cafe and restaurants were doing in my area or what food startups were talking about or saying, I could just click on my list. And then that just pulls up a whole feed from this particular list. And it's just a much easier way of streamlining your home feed but still keeping these people on your radar. So just have a play around with different lists, and the main tutorial kind of shows you how you might segment and organise them and why. So that's just how to actually do it.